Looking to make their jump into the top 10 with a huge finish here. Coffin, well placed at the moment, sitting in 16th position. Wade Carmichael with that finals appearance over in Brazil, sitting a little higher in 14th spot. So a real good chance that we'll see these two guys up in the mix in the top 10 after this contest. Got our first wave of finals day. It's going to be the Australian Wade Carmichael driving down the line. Just transitioning at this stage. Sitting pretty deep in the opening stages of this quarterfinal heat. So that one's going to see him position himself a little further down the line to that typical takeoff zone, Pete.
Unfortunately, they're a little bit too deep. I mean, see how far up the point he is. You know, you can see these waves, they only look about shoulder high and then they just grow down the line. And this one just speeds off too quickly for Wade to even get another maneuver done. Just the float, and then he's too deep. So 2 maneuvers here. There'll be a throwaway score at the end of this heat.
Well, Wade Carmichael's sick of sitting around. He wants to ride some waves. Swinging on his second now. Repositioning to get down the line. Those smaller ones do tend to race off pretty quickly. Coffin remains patient out the back. He wants to get that bigger set wave. Wade happy to pick up what's left down the line. Racing. Let's see what he can do. Nice flow.
Ouch.
Doesn't quite stick the float though.
Well, we understand those smaller waves, you've got to keep that gas pedal pressed to the floor. You almost have to do a lot of floater style types of maneuvers.
Well, 3 waves for Wade Carmichael, but no major scores. Coffin's going to get an opportunity now. Well, let's see what he can do. This wave has a little bit more room to move. He's got his foot to the floor, and now he starts to dig in on the tail of his equipment, throwing plenty of water up into the lip once again, hangs onto that one, climbs up for one final turn.
Ooh, watch out for the rocks.
So shallow there on the inside, but it feels like Connor is going to win this opening exchange. Not by much. It's going to be close, but with 19 minutes on the clock, it's going to feel pretty good.
Take a look at this wave with all that bait running. Ocean very alive. First turn, limited speed there, and this is where the wave starts to load up, give him a little bit more energy. Beautiful transition snap. This one here, again, ton of speed and even better transition snap. I mean, of course, having to cut it short just to make sure that he gets to that final section. Would have loved to see him pull off this final move to really get that number and solidify probably into the good range, but that turn there was beautiful.
Carmichael opts to make his move early. And you can see that he's got a little bit more time already. Nice combo to kick this one off. Flowing nicely now, starting to generate some speed to unload here. Just a transition snap. Needs to make some of these turns really count. Gets the fins free for a moment. Back out in front, up into the pocket, and he'll finish the float right there on the inside. So a well-paced ride. Didn't push too hard early on, Pete, and made sure he got the finish.
Looked like it had a little more quantity in maneuvers. Again, getting that board directed the other way on those outside sections. I mean, there's a carving cutback, and he actually came back around with speed as he hit that whitewater. So there's some difficulty there. Almost had a little hiccup in the rail, but keeps it together. And of course, at the end here, he's not going to make any mistakes and make sure that he finishes that ride right on the shallow section of the rocks. But again, outside section there, you know, he had to do a kind of the angle was more out into the shoulder, so he really tried to push the turn. But that carve right here is beautiful all the way back and then accelerates off the foam with speed. And that was something that he had to do at that point to make sure that he made those last few sections.
It's are on sale now for the Surf Ranch Pro, presented by Hurley. Back to quarterfinal action though, and Coffin's trying to get himself the lead. He needs a 3.84 out of this ride to do it. As Wade Carmichael dropped to 6.5 just moments ago. Connor absolutely motoring down the line here. Transitions through a little down carve up into the pocket. Needs to finish this wave. Gets up into the critical section of the wave. Didn't probably tee off the way he would have liked.
There's a couple, 2 little hitches that happened at the end there. Stayed up right high in the transition. Was able to get some maneuvers done on the outside section as well. A little slower right here, so he's able to get a couple snaps in. Again, trying to show a point of difference by a little more acceleration out of those turns. But this read here, Staying high, staying high. Look how fast he's going. Lays into this maneuver. Again, little tiny hitch to the nose, but not too bad right there. Again, a little bobble, but keeps it together. He will get the lead. He'll get the 3.84 needed. Oh, this is it. Look at this. There's 3.5 minutes to go, and there's a pretty good-sized set here.
We'll see if he's picked the right wave. He's got to surf out of his skin here. Wants to drop a big number on the Californian. Positive start. Comes down through the inside, falls out the lip. Bit of risk in that turn. Climbs up into the pocket again. And bashes it on the closeout to finish off. So a 3.9 was the requirement. You'd say he's probably gone there and possibly a few points higher. Didn't see Connor on the wave behind him, though.
Nope, there wasn't another wave there. So ultimately, great decision by Wade Carmichael. It almost looked like there was a second wave, but of course, sometimes that's deceiving.
Jeffreys Bay is certainly one of his favorite waves. The countdown is just around the corner.
He has to go here, and pretty much at this point,
I'm not sure he's going to get to his feet. So this one is going to come to a close. The Australian on top. Wade Carmichael's into the semis. Connor Coffin, he's given us some amazing moments here in 2018, and no doubt he'll get back here next year and have another shot at the title at the Corona Open J-Bay. Wade Carmichael into the semis. We've got the Jeep leader up next, Julian Wilson, surfing against Jordy Smith.